two big Deutz DC, will I be right in saying?
Yeah.
And
the DC generators, they're basically...
That's it. And
they're basically to power the ship when we're not on the air. They're the original ship's generators, been here since the ship was built. I think it was 1960. This ship was it 1960. This ship was built.
That's right.
Yeah, it should actually say on the generator. Yeah, 1960 on the plates. Yeah, two Deutz DC generators. They supply all the lights and everything. We don't basically use them because we've got the AC generators up forward that supply all the power for the transmitters, and there's DC converters on them. At the moment, what we're doing is we're running sort of a little bit more DC than we should do, obviously, because we should have one of these Deutz generators going to start the main engine, but as I'm not going to run all the pumps that we normally use to start the engine, it doesn't really matter because we're not going anywhere. We're just going to basically all we need to start this main engine here, the ship's main engine, which is a 10-cylinder job, by the way. It's a rather large thing. I would imagine.
And it's standing behind me looking aggressive.
Yeah, it measures about 30 foot long, and God knows how many feet deep and wide and whatever. But it is a huge, great thing. We've been checking it over for the last hour, obviously, because it takes about an hour to get the thing prepared to come on, you know. We've been pumping oil around it. There's a separate oil pump for it. You'll hear a bang in a minute, by the way. Here it goes. You should hear it any second now. Fire!
Fire!
No, it's not the generator. It's the central heating. It's just tripped itself on.
Oh, right.
Can you hear it?
Yeah,
a rumble.
It's like a hiss in the background. Can you hear that, Bruce?
No, you hear a rumble.
I can't hear a thing up here, actually, bar people speaking.
Oh, right. Carry on then.
Yeah. Anyway, we've got oil pumps that pumps the oil around the engine to lubricate it. There's also water pumps, but we don't need to use the water pumps to cool the engine down until it gets to 130 degrees, so we can get away with that. Now, normally when I start the engine, or when the chief engineer or whoever's in charge of the engine, and we normally start the main engine, we had the air compressors running, but I mean, they make a hell of a row. I'll turn one on for you just before we start the engine so you can hear what it sounds like. But just before we came down, or about an hour ago, I pumped the tanks up full, because it's all air start. We don't start the engine on battery. We probably need about 2 million of them to start it. So everything should be prepared, and we will, in fact, just to prove to everybody we've got a main engine on board here, we are in fact going to start it live on the air. So if you care to step over here, I'll open the air tanks.
Right, okay then. They're just stepping through. Yeah, I would actually. The technology in the engine room actually is quite impressive for a ship of this age. I've been told by the ship's engineer himself. There's endless plumbing and there's so many things. It's just an absolute maze of pipes, engines, wires. There's, you know, it's just amazing. We also keep this main DC switching unit here, which is for the entire ship. It's basically deals with the power supplies to the transmitters, to the generators, the studios, all the main sections of the ship, including, of course, air conditioning and what have you. Quite an impressive engine room. Is it coming through up there okay?
It certainly is, yes.
Good.
I was just falling asleep, actually.
Oh,
no,
right.
I'm not.
We are just getting ready. The main air tank's being released, so we just pass you down to the second level.
Oh, right. Thank you very much. I'm going downstairs. Whoops. Hello. Who's
Right.
down there? Oh,
It's
excellent.
Jay here, matey.
Hello, Jay. Good one.
Down here, and John is alongside of me. Perhaps you can explain what you're doing, Johnny, as you do it.
Well, I've opened.
I don't know. It's a bit bigger than my motorbike engine.
It certainly is.
That goes between my legs. I don't think this would.
We've got big legs if it would. Now, as I was saying to Dave Richards upstairs, normally when we start the main engine, we have the air compressors working to keep the air tanks pumped full up. But if I start the air compressor for you, you'll see why we've not got it on at the moment, because you just won't be able to hear anything.
He's going to push a button now. Oh, he's turning a switch. And, my goodness me. Here we go.
That's basically why that's not on, because you wouldn't be able to hear a
right.
thing we say. So anyway, but at the moment we've got the air coming through the engine. The oil is pumped up. We've already what we call blown the engine over. That means we've opened all the valve outlets on the cylinder heads. So if there's any sort of gunge or anything that shouldn't be in the heads, it would have blown it out, as opposed to sort of blowing the head out of the top of the engine room roof. So all that's left to do is to sort of have a look at all the dials, and I'll start the engine.
Right. Good one.
I'm just going to prime it.
Let's have a listen to this.
He's opening more taps and things. This is all beyond me, you know.
Absolutely.
Turntables are about my limit, I think, these days.
So
Do you have the
we should
headphones
be
on?
ready in about a minute or so.
Okay, do you have the headphones on, Jay?
I do, yes.
Oh,
yes.
excellent, excellent.
Just
Right.
looking on the gauges at the moment. As soon as I get the right pressure everywhere, then I'm going to crank the engine up for us all.
Okie doke.
Whether anybody will be able to hear anything after we start it is another matter. 'Cause it's a fairly noisy thing.
Yeah, I think once you hear it sort of start and we're underway, we could go back to the studio, but this is all getting very tense down here, because I don't know... The floor doesn't give way, does it?
I hope not. We're getting there. We'll soon be there, don't worry.
Yeah. And after all this, we'll of course be going up to the galley to find out what the cook's doing.
Oh, right.
What Fergie's doing and
Yes.
how lunch is coming along, sort of thing.
That engine's a bit of a problem, having to wind it up with a key first, though, isn't it?
I tell you what, it's incredible. This rubber band is really stretching at the moment.
Have we got the slaves in position?
Yes.
Row!
Whip out, whip out.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Right, he's been pumping those up on another tab.
Good heavens above. Standing
Dials are
by.
moving. Right.
Pull this out.
Well, he's pulling
Are we ready?
pulling something out. I'm getting strangled. My goodness me.
There we are. That's the main engine. We're underway.
Right. Well, we can't hear a thing down here, so that's your lot, I guess.
Thank you very much, guys. That is the main engine on the Ross Revenge. We've striked it up just for your benefit this afternoon, just to prove that we can actually get underway if we want to. Jay Jackson, thank you very much. I'll get back to you in about 10 minutes' time.
Okay, cheers.
track taken from the album Somebody Must Be Watching Me. That's Rockwell. And a little ditty called Runaway. Can you hear the engines in the background still? I don't know if you can, you probably can. Oh look, there's a palm tree going past. Down in the galley, Dave Richards, can you hear me?
Actually, yeah, I am. Actually, I'm in the corridor next to the galley, and you can still hear that rumbling of our main engine, can you?
Yep, certainly can.
Good stuff. Right, stepping sideways slightly, we're now in the galley, and over here somewhere, sorry about this, monitor's packing up.
Don't apologise, just don't do it again.
It's Fergie knocking back booze like there's no tomorrow.
Where is he?
He's here. Fergie, come over here. There's pots and pans boiling away.
Yeah.
Right, what have you made us for dinner?
You've asked me that already.
And I know, but in detail this time.
Right, well.
Come a bit closer.
There's a couple of chickens sitting in the oven, fizzling away. A pot full of spuds, a pot full of carrots, a pot full of peas and sweet corn.
Great.
A bunch of Christmas puddings, etc.
Great. Jolly good. Did you remember to pluck the chickens? Hence the smoke. Actually, it's a hive of activity in here, actually.
Yeah.
He's doing a great job, old Fergie. But he looks a bit... he's looking a bit under the weather.
What time is dinner today?
What time's dinner?
It's in about 10 minutes.
It's in about... he's doing the business in about 10 minutes, so the next time he speaks to us, we'll be all munching away like there's no tomorrow, I should think.
Great.
Getting into it, reading a few Christmas cards as well, and a few Christmas greetings from some of the crew to their families and what have you.
Yes.
So that's going on in about 10 or 15 minutes time.
Yes, when are we pulling the anchor up, actually, and sailing off?
Well, actually, looking past there, see the Straits of Dover, and there's a ferry. Oh, yeah. Should reach the Bahamas by Tuesday, I should think.
Great
Next
stuff.
Tuesday.
Listen, everybody listening, and tell us when we fade out. I'll see you later on, Dave.
Okay, then, see you later,
Bye-bye.
guys. Bye.
This is a nice little song. Dean Freeman, and a thing called Lucky Stars.
What are you crazy? How in the hell can you say what you just said?
I was talking to myself, shut the door and come to bed.
By the way, I forgot to say, your endearing mother called today.
Did you see Lisa?
Yes, I saw Lisa.
Is that why you're angry?
I wasn't angry,
Maybe a little.
not even maybe.
Must be the weather.
Now don't be a baby.
Well, how am I supposed to feel with all the things you don't reveal? And you can thank your lucky stars that we're not as smart as we'd like to think we are. Would you like to talk about it?
There's not much to say. We had lunch this afternoon. Her life's in disarray. She still goes around as if she's always stumbling off a cliff.
Do you still wonder?
What are you saying?
Do you still wonder?
Baby, stop playing.
Really